Air travel demand spans the world, knitting it into a global community. According to IATA, which is the International Air Transport Association, air travel demand has a direct correlation to world GDP, and in this present state, we have GDP on the rise following the recessions of 2008. However, there is a divisive trend that is about to rock the continued success in air travel demand. Aviation travel success hinges on aviation safety. In the USA, FAA estimates from 2017 posted that there are about 42,000 daily flights, and these flights, that's the 42,000 flights, ferry about 2.5 million passengers daily. So here we have 2.5 million people who are depending on aviation safety. We have to secure that they are able to travel from their point of origination to their destination. So, how do we then look at this landscape and present to you the argument at hand? Well, the backbone of aviation safety is the rigorous aircraft maintenance activities performed to make aircraft airworthy. Aviation maintenance technicians are working around the clock to support air travel. And just by looking at this construct, where you have this group that is working around the clock, I can sincerely say there is a crisis looming. The skill level of aviation maintenance technicians is drastically falling industry-wide. Princeton Contanza published an article on the pending labor shortage. The article referenced research by Oliver Wayman. Wayman shows that the equilibrium point, is falling, where labor demand is on the rise, but the supply, is on the decline. The article argues that some of the contributing factors are the exodus of the baby boomer generation that are going off into retirement, and that there has been a lack of initiative for new entry technicians, because the millennium generation do not favor the aviation marketplace. Also added to this aspect is the modernization of the fleet, which needs more manpower to support all these new aircraft that are coming into the market. To support this article, Boeing, a major player in all things aviation, substantiates that there is a shortage that's coming. In the Boeing 20-year outlook for 2018 to 2037, they prospect that, or more so say forecast, that there will be over 189,000 technicians shortage. This does not bode well for the much needed safety construct in aviation travel. How do I fit into all this? Well, I have over 20 years of service in aviation maintenance. My work continues today, and I am part of a team that's converting passenger planes to cargo planes, and working directly in this field. I've seen the merits of skilled technicians, and at the same time I've experienced the headaches and nightmares stemming from the work of personnel whose skill level is not up to par. However, the work continues. So when you look at these revolving groups of technicians, the skill level that's not up to par is not an acceptable option. Passengers' lives are at stake. In the meanwhile, Aviation Outlook says there's more growth coming. Growth means more maintenance. So we have to address, the skill level and the availability of aviation maintenance technicians. EASA, the European Aviation Safety Authority, attributes 8% of aircraft accidents to maintenance failures. That's a significant number. Aircraft accidents are a devastating event. Aloha Flight 243, the aircraft crown literally peeled off the aircraft whilst in flight. Recently, Southwest Airlines lost an engine blade. The projectile went through and punctured the aircraft skin. Aircraft accidents inevitably lead to loss of life. So how do we look at this landscape and understand what needs to be done? Well, we have to remember that aviation, is dependent upon the individuals that are putting these aircraft together. Let's say, look back in the past, and we can think of people like Charles Taylor. Let's emulate their zeal and that place where they literally took their skill to deliver a good product. EASA says training and certification are components they continuously use to try and engage and address this malady. In the USA, the Senate has proposed legislation to move towards increased training and the incentivizing of aviation maintenance. These actions will increase the pool of technicians and hopefully bring the skill level up. However, the biggest group that can really effectively bring a wholesome change is the airlines and the maintenance repair overhaul facilities, the MROs. They need to put greater emphasis on compensation and retention of skilled technicians. Aviation is an integral part of our global economy. Proactive measures need to ensure that the hands behind the scenes have the needed skill level.